Hello everybody and welcome to our first broadcast from Skewed and Reviewed Southwest. I'm sitting here poolside with my sister Trista. Jen is here as well, but doesn't want to be on camera today, so she's doing the camera work. Say hello, Jen.
Hello.
Hello. Anyway, so here we are at our second office. We have our office up in Seattle, which is now Skewed and Reviewed Northwest, and we have opened the new office here to allow us greater access to the theme parks in California and shows such as E3, Comic-Con, the Consumer Electronics Show, BlizzCon, D23, Phoenix Comic-Con, which I will be speaking at Memorial Day weekend, and a lot of other things in the area. We also want to be doing a lot more theme park coverage, such as Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Universal Studios, the Halloween events, that sort of thing. We have a new issue of the magazine in both print and iPad version coming out, and we have our newest office member, Shaggy, over there, who's inspecting the backyard, so hopefully Shaggy will behave himself for this video. As soon as we get fully set up, we're going to be resuming the television show, and with that we'll be able to introduce the video segments and the clips from the games and movies we're talking about. But for right now, we just wanted to do a brief introduction and talk to you about some of the things that are coming out. Wanted to mention that, of course, on Blu-ray and DVD right now from Warner Home Video is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. And for those of you that have been living under a rock, this is the first two final parts in the classic Harry Potter series based on the very popular book series. The first part leads to the second part, which is coming out this July, which will conclude the series. And the Blu-ray has enhanced bonus features behind the scenes. It has some great graphics as well as deleted scenes and an introduction scene from the next film, so you want to check that out. Also, they have complete second season of Drop Dead Diva is available, so fans of outrageous comedy will want to check that out. And that too comes with really sharp picture, sound quality, and some really good bonus features. A little obscure one right here that is really making a name for himself. Martial arts legend Chen Zhen, who is a legend in China and Asia, has a film called Legend of the Fist, which is recently available. It's a World War II, post-World War II era mix of spy, intrigue, and martial arts, and you do want to check that out. If you like a good, solid martial arts film with tons of cutting-edge action, as well as a deep storyline, this is one that you're going to want to check out, and that's available. Another game we wanted to switch over to briefly right now is Electronic Arts and Crytek's new game, Crysis 2. It is available for the PS3, the Xbox 360, and the PC system. Some people with the PC may have an issue with the hardware requirements for it, whereas with the consoles you have a pretty standard set of hardware and you can just set up and play. That being said, it is of course a sequel to Crysis and Crysis Warhead, which takes the warrior in a New York of the near future, which is under siege. Now, you, of course, have all your nanosuit abilities, such as speed, armor, and stealth, and, of course, a full arsenal of weapons as you battle your way through. A first-person shooter, and it's got state-of-the-art 3D graphics and action. It's got an intense storyline, and it is extremely violent, so it is definitely a mature-rated game for gamers over 17 only, so you do want to check that out. It is very highly recommended by us. I've enjoyed this much better than I've liked the other two Crysis games because the interactive environment of New York City worked better for me than the constant and repetitive jungles of the first game. I got tired of going through the jungle to one outpost after another. Going through New York has been much more entertaining for me. We have our reviews online for Portal 2. We just posted some new screenshots for Transformers Dark of the Moon. We also have some interviews for that. And today is the release day for the brand new Call of Duty add-on. We want to make sure for the Xbox, the PC and PS3 version are coming soon. And of course that has Call of the Dead, which is the brand new zombie mode, which features Sarah Michelle Gellar, Danny Trujillo, Robert Englund, and of course the legendary zombie master himself, George Romero. Other things we wanted to point out, there's a lot of games coming out for the console, and we're going to start with this one here. This is Thor from Sega Entertainment, and of course it ties in with the movie that opens on Friday. We saw it last weekend, so we will have our review for it up on Friday. This is available for all the consoles, Wii, PS3, Xbox 360, and it's just what you expect. You command the lightning god, and you take Thor, you go out through battling all different sorts of enemies and save the day. It does feature Chris Hemsworth voicing Thor and Tom Hiddleston who voices Loki. They are the same people from the movies. And there are subtle differences between the versions, such as this, if you have the PS3 version and a 3D TV or monitor, you can play the game in 3D. The Wii has some exclusive flight levels on it, motion control, that sort of thing. So you do want to check that out. It's from Sega. They also have a Captain America the First Avenger game in the works. One really nice game here from Square Enix and Eidos is the Tomb Raider trilogy. Now right here, this is really nice because it's been enhanced for the PS3, and you have Tomb Raider Legends, Tomb Raider Anniversary that have been remastered in high-def resolution. You have 3 Tomb Raider games right here. As I said, Tomb Raider Legends, Tomb Raider Anniversary, Tomb Raider Underworld. You get to play Lara Croft, and you go through various dungeons, traps, and missions to combat natural and supernatural enemies. Think of any, I mean, obviously it's a iconic figure, everybody knows it by now, but you have your you have your heroine Lara Croft, who is like a female Indiana Jones who battles everything. There have been 2 Tomb Raider movies already, rumors of a 3rd one, but we'll get into that sooner or later. Moving over to PlayStation titles, I want to talk about some things since we are in April and it's baseball season, and as I was getting ready to rant on the Mariners, they win 5 out of 6 games and start looking like they have a bit of life in them. That being said, we've got MLB 11 The Show, which is exclusive for the Sony PlayStation 3. They do make it for the PlayStation 2 and the portable, but it's exclusive to the Sony systems. Now, in addition to being 3D compatible, again for the 3D television sets, it is, as you can see there, compatible with the PlayStation Move controller. They have a slightly different control system in this in terms of pitching and hitting. You can play on the network 1 to 4 players, and of course, what I like to do is you can take the Move controller, use it for a baseball bat and hit, and when you're trying to do show off your home run power, I find it much easier to swing that and swing for the fences than it is to hit the buttons and try and guess the curveballs. It is extremely accurate to real life baseball because the changeup of pitches, having a fastball, then come a curveball and a slider, can throw you off. So you do have to play on your game. So expect early on to struggle with your hitting, but in time you will catch up and get moving forward. And Trista is now going to discuss 2 of the other games with us. First off, this is from Sony. This is PlayStation Move Heroes, which is rated E for everyone and combines Jax and Dexter and Clank and Ratchet and some of the many great PlayStation heroes of the era. And it is PlayStation Move compatible. And Trista would like to tell us a little bit about her experiences with the game. Do tell.
Well, it's fun. I really hadn't had a chance to try the PlayStation Move, so this was my first time. I'm an avid Wii bowler. Now I'm on the PlayStation Move. It was more sensitive than anticipated. I found myself twisting and turning and contorting myself trying to move that ball, but it was really enjoyable and lots of fun. Not only did they have a bowling level, but they had this crazy frisbee level where I was playing Clank. And I was really enjoying myself, having fun, and making everybody laugh as I tried to move the frisbee and detonate the devices. It's enjoyable. I think it'll be a great party game, and Pepper agrees with me.
Yep. And the other thing about it that I like is in addition to the mini games like bowling, throwing the frisbee, there are also adventure games where you go through and combat the various things. But the combat, while action-filled, is done in a non-violent way, so it is appropriate for all ages. One combat game that is definitely not appropriate for all ages, and I'm very happy about that, is from Warner Brothers Games, also 3D compatible, and a very welcome return to a classic series, Mortal Kombat. Now this is the latest incarnation of the very classic Mortal Kombat series. Extremely violent, extremely graphic. They brought the fatalities back. There are just tons of moves that you can play. One of the features I like is called Brutal Combat, and that's where if you pull off a particularly devastating move, it gives you a close-up x-ray view of like your weapon or your fist and how it impacts various points on their body, such as your foot to the jaw, your elbow to the spine, a knife through the eye socket, things like that. Compatible
All
with
good
up
stuff.
to 8 players on the PlayStation Network, and as I mentioned, 3D game. It is rated mature for blood, gore, intense violence, partial nudity, and strong language. Now, one of the reasons for that is, in addition to the standard challenge and online modes, there's a story mode, which allows you to play as various characters in the game as you battle through scenarios. So, in essence, it's still the same format that you're used to. You got to win 2 of 3 fights. Then when you do that, a cutscene comes up, advances the story along, that is divided into chapters. You tend to play a certain character for certain chapters. I've been everyone from Johnny Cage to Liu Kang to Sonya to Smoke to Scorpion, and there's still more to come. Just when I thought I'd finished off the game, I found out I was just getting warmed up. One of the real challenges is the combo mode, where you have 2 people. It's like a tag team. You have 2 people that fight against you, and so while you have 1 set of health, they have 2, so you have to beat down one and then the other one to advance to the next level. But solid game, solid action. It has tutorials to help you go through the moves, and one of the great things about it is it's not the same thing every time out. Every character has got their own strengths and weaknesses. Everybody's got unique and signature moves. I learned very quickly, like Johnny Cage can do some devastating kicks and combination kicks, whereas someone like Liu Kang was very slow with his punches, but had some incredibly athletic moves. So you have to quickly learn what works for various opponents and what doesn't. In the past, I've been frustrated with some of the combination and control systems for Mortal Kombat. And this one is very good because it allows you to do devastating combinations and incredible mixes. But if you have, for example, just a straightforward 6-12 moves that work for you, you can find an effective way to get through it. That's not to say it's easy, but the fact is, if you're somebody that likes to be really tricky and flashy, it'll work for you. If you're someone that prefers a more conservative approach of motion and sticking to 6 to 10 basic attacks, you can still pull it off. Just expect to have to mix it up quite a bit. One of the things that I found very effective is a flying leap kick to the face, and then an uppercut works really well, followed by my combo move. But I'm really looking forward to the PlayStation Network getting back online so I can take this online, and as I suspect, all the mastery that I've built up will quickly be vanquished with my first opponent, but hey, what can you say? Also want to comment that we have some things coming up. We have the opening of Disney's 2 new attractions, Star Tours 2 3D, and The Little Mermaid Undersea Adventure. We'll be doing segments on that for the magazine. If you have an iPad or an iPad 2, you can get a free version of the magazine available. You can just contact us at Gareth, Gareth, at sknr.net. Or if you'd like a print version of the magazine, if you're interested in advertising the magazine or getting us to promote your product or service at the upcoming Phoenix Comic-Con, which is Memorial Day weekend, we'd certainly be able to help out with that. And that's going to be it. Like I said, we're going for a very simple and short introductory video right now. As soon as we get settled in and get through with some of the conventions, probably sometime in June or July, I'm guessing post E3, we'll have the TV production set up. We'll be returning to the hour-long show that we used to do up in Seattle and be able to intersperse some of the video and movie clips with that, and we'll go back to the usual format of guests, movie previews and trailers, some comedy segments, game trailers, news, and we're going to be incorporating more of the travel into the TV show. But for now, that's it, and thank you so much for coming and checking out our site. We have a lot of great stuff coming, interviews with the stars from Super 8, Cowboys and Aliens, and much more, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you very much. Have a good night.